story here. The IRS said on Monday that churches and other houses of worship can endorse political candidates to their congregations, carving out an exemption in a decades old ban on political activity by tax exempt nonprofits. The agency made that statement in a court filing intended to settle a lawsuit filed by two Texas churches and an association with Christian broadcasters. Plaintiffs that sued the IRS had previously asked a federal court in Texas to create an even broader exemption to rule that all nonprofits, religious and secular, were free to endorse candidates to their members. That would have erased a bedrock idea of American nonprofit law that tax exempt groups cannot be used as tools for any campaign. Instead, the IRS agreed to a narrower carve out, one that experts in nonprofit law said would sharply increase politicking in churches, even though it mainly seemed to formalize what already seemed to be the agency's unspoken policy. The agency said that if a house of worship endorsed a candidate to its congregants, the IRS would view that not as campaigning, but as a private matter, like a family discussion concerning candidates. Thus, communications from a house of worship to its congregation in connection with religious services through its usual channels of communication on matters of faith do not run afoul of the Johnson Amendment as previously interpreted, the agency said in a motion filed jointly with the plaintiffs. The ban on campaigning by nonprofits is named after former President Lyndon B. Johnson, who introduced it as a senator in 1954. President Trump has repeatedly called for its repeal. In the filing, the IRS and the plaintiffs asked a federal judge to enter an order barring the Trump administration and any that came after it from enforcing the ban against the groups that sued. The IRS did not respond to for comment on Monday evening. A lawyer for the plaintiffs declined to comment as well.
Well,
Well, that
uh,
sucks.
yeah.
Well, it's
The thing here,
so. Does
I
that
don't
mean
really know
Greg
what to
Locke
say.
gets? Does Greg
You know
Locke
what?
get his tax exemption back?
I don't know.
Like, yeah. The thing here really is like, the. I mean, these, yeah. I'm gonna be real. Churches in the United States, they're kind of shady and shifty. Uh, sure, some of them are churches. They do good stuff for the community, but there's the mega churches out there that abuse the system. Like during COVID, mega churches got $7 billion. What the fuck means 7 billion? Why are we
What do
giving
they
them
need them
tax
for?
dollars?
It's not like they're housing
I know,
anybody.
and it's I don't know. It's a ridiculous proposition here. Uh, churches endorse. I mean, this is like the worst timeline. Churches endorsing Trump, crypto, like betting on the election. It's awful. Like I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing. I do understand. Like church is just it's icky. You're already a nonprofit. Like it's just icky. You don't stand for. There's no politic. Like what you're gonna have. I don't understand. You're gonna have politics in God. It doesn't make any sense. You can be religious and be on either side. If you're like a trade union, you're supposed to represent your workers. If you're a church, though, you're just representing God. God doesn't have a
Mm-hmm.
voice in politics. He's not supposed to. That's the whole, part of the system.
God can't
You get
vote.
the tax exempt status, walk away from it. You know, you get the tax exempt status, just live with it. I don't know why you need to
Yeah.
be running around being like Trump, Trump. Trump. So that is supposed to be God. Pretty soon we're gonna see Jesus kneeling to
No,
Trump in front of churches on
we
every
already
post. It's
do.
gonna be weird. Oh yeah,
We already do. Or
we
Trump
already
with
do.
three legs kneeling because AI can't quite figure out his girth. But
AI is not there
the
yet.
this really does open up another conversation here about the idea that Republicans are the party of Christ and that they embody Christian values. What I don't understand is that they frequently say that we need to be a more Christian nation and that the laws ought to reflect that. Mind you, Jesus healed the sick and taught for free, and they're against that. They're against laws that would support free healthcare and teaching children for free. I'm kind of curious as to why that is, and whether or not Jesus would approve of said laws. If that is the most Jesus idea is the Republican platform, what would he say if he
I'm
was
gonna
here
be
today?
I'm gonna be real with you, Jaden. If Jesus was here today and saw what's happening in America and with the churches, he would ask to be crucified again.
You say that.
It's
Where's my
it's
thorns?
that bad. Oh, fuck, send me back.
Jesus
Send
was
me
the
back.
original socialist, and I
He
stand
was,
by that.
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
the
he was.
OG socialist for sure.
Yeah. And not a chance
Yeah.
he would be able to get across the border.
He would crawl back into that fucking tomb
Yeah.
and stay there.
He was from
Yeah.
what? Palestine? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Palestinian.
Jerusalem. It was Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
What?
I can't
What?
remember.
Yeah, what was I
But,
saying?
you know, if he were to
What?
come across
Like, he's
on a
like, he like,
donkey,
He was from Bethlehem.
like-
Jesus of Nazareth,
Oh,
guys.
Bethlehem.
Jiminy Christmas.
Sorry.
I'm not
I
even
forgot.
religious. Read your
I was
fucking
thinking of, I was
Bibles.
thinking of the
thought
joke.
they
Hold on, I was
renamed
thinking
him.
of the joke. No, I was trying to answer that and think of the joke. Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. Can you imagine Jesus walks out into America and just like, I died for this? he would lose it. Lose it. Absolutely go crazy. Do we have anything left?
that's the news.
All right, we'll call it.